The digital world woke up to a bombshell. pcTattletale, a notorious spyware company, had been hacked. Their dirty laundry laid bare for the world to see. Gigabytes of sensitive data leaked. This wasn't just any data breach. This was about the tools of surveillance turned against their masters. pcTattletale, a company that promised to spy on anyone, was now the victim. Their own tools, used against them. The irony was not lost on anyone. This breach wasn't about credit card numbers or social security details, it was about something far more insidious, the erosion of privacy itself. The leak sent shockwaves through the tech community. It was a stark reminder, in the digital age no one is invulnerable, not even those who build and sell tools of surveillance. The incident raised uncomfortable questions about the shadowy world of spyware, and the lack of accountability that pervades it. The pcTattletale hack was a wake-up call. It showed us the fragility of our digital lives, it exposed the dangers of unchecked surveillance, and it underlined the urgent need for greater protection against spyware. pcTattletale was marketed as parental control software, but its capabilities went far beyond that. It was spyware, plain and simple. The software could log keystrokes, capture screenshots, and even record video and audio, all without the user's knowledge or consent. The software was marketed to suspicious spouses, anxious parents, and even jealous lovers. It promised total surveillance, and it delivered. Once installed, pcTattletale ran silently in the background, recording every keystroke, every website visited, every message sent. It was a digital stalker's dream. The software was particularly insidious because it was difficult to detect. It didn't show up in the list of installed programs, and it disguised its activity to evade antivirus software. For victims, it was like having an invisible observer in their lives, watching their every move, recording their every word. pcTattletale was a stark reminder of the dangers of spyware. It showed how easily our privacy can be violated, and how readily available these tools of surveillance are. The company may be gone, but the threat of spyware remains. The hackers didn't need sophisticated tools to breach pcTattletale. They exploited a gaping hole in the company's defenses, their application programming interface, API. An API is like a digital doorway, allowing different software systems to communicate. pcTattletale's API was poorly secured. It was like leaving the front door wide open. The vulnerability allowed the hackers to bypass pcTattletale's security measures. They gained access to the company's servers, where vast amounts of data were stored. This included everything from customer information to the stolen data of pcTattletale's victims. The hackers had hit the jackpot. What's worse, this wasn't a new vulnerability. Security researchers had warned pcTattletale about it months earlier, but the company had failed to act. They didn't patch the vulnerability. They didn't even acknowledge the problem. This negligence had devastating consequences. The pcTattletale breach was a lesson in the importance of cybersecurity. It showed how even a small vulnerability can be exploited with disastrous results. It highlighted the need for companies to take security seriously, and to act swiftly to address vulnerabilities. The hackers didn't just steal pcTattletale's data, they made sure the world knew about it. They defaced the company's website, replacing it with a message condemning their practices. They dumped gigabytes of stolen data on the dark web, making it accessible to anyone with an internet connection. The hackers, who identified themselves as anti-stalker activists, claimed their actions were motivated by a desire to expose pcTattletale. They wanted to hold the company accountable for selling spyware, and for profiting from the violation of people's privacy. Their actions, while illegal, resonated with many. Some condemned the hackers, arguing that two wrongs don't make a right, but others saw them as vigilantes, taking a stand against a company that operated in the shadows. The hack sparked a debate about the ethics of hacking, and the role of whistleblowers in the digital age. The pcTattletale hack was a stark reminder that in the digital world, the lines between right and wrong can be blurry. It showed how technology can be used for both good and evil, and it forced us to confront uncomfortable questions about privacy, security, and justice in the digital age. The pcTattletale hack sent shockwaves through the spyware industry. It exposed the vulnerability of these companies and the potential consequences of their actions. The incident led to calls for greater regulation of spyware and for stronger protections for user privacy. Lawmakers and privacy advocates seized on the pcTattletale case. They demanded action against companies that develop and sell spyware. Some called for a complete ban on spyware, arguing that it has no place in a free society. Others advocated for stricter regulations to ensure that spyware is only used for legitimate purposes. The hack also put a spotlight on the ethical implications of spyware. It raised uncomfortable questions about consent, privacy, and the limits of surveillance. It forced us to confront the reality that our digital lives are not as private as we might think. The PC Tattletale hack was a watershed moment. It brought the issue of spyware to the forefront of public debate, and it ignited a conversation about the need for greater privacy and security in the digital age. The PC Tattletale breach wasn't just about data, it was about people. Real people whose lives were upended by spyware. People like Sarah, a young woman who discovered her ex-boyfriend had been using PC Tattletale to spy on her for months. Her every move, every conversation, recorded and scrutinized without her knowledge. Sarah's story is not unique. Countless individuals have been victimized by spyware. Their privacy violated, their trust betrayed. The emotional toll can be devastating, leading to feelings of paranoia, anxiety, and even fear. The use of spyware can have long-lasting consequences, damaging relationships and undermining trust. The PC Tattletale hack brought these stories to light. It humanized the issue of spyware, and it reminded us that behind every data breach, there are real people who are affected. It underscored the importance of protecting user privacy and the need to hold companies accountable for the harm their products can cause. The human cost of spyware is real, and it's something we can no longer afford to ignore. The PC Tattletale hack served as a stark reminder of the importance of protecting our digital lives, and the need for greater awareness of the threats that exist in the online world. The PC Tattletale hack was a wake-up call. It showed us that we can't take our digital privacy for granted. We need to be proactive in protecting ourselves from spyware and other threats. But how? What can we do to safeguard our digital lives? The first step is awareness. We need to understand the threat. Learn how spyware works, how it's spread, and what it can do. Knowledge is power. The more we know about spyware, the better equipped we are to protect ourselves. We need to be cautious about the software we install. Be wary of free downloads and suspicious links. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Strong passwords are crucial. Use a unique, complex password for each of your online accounts, and enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security, making it much harder for hackers to access your accounts. The PC Tattletale hack was a stark reminder that we are all vulnerable in the digital age, but it also showed us that there are steps we can take to protect ourselves. By being vigilant, by taking precautions, and by demanding better security from companies, we can make the digital world a safer place for everyone. The PC Tattletale hack highlighted the crucial role developers play in digital security. It's not enough to create innovative software. Developers have a responsibility to ensure their creations are secure and don't infringe on user privacy. They are the architects of the digital world, and they have a moral obligation to build it responsibly. Security should be baked into the design process, not treated as an afterthought. Developers need to adopt secure coding practices, regularly update their software to patch vulnerabilities, and be transparent about their data collection and usage policies. They need to prioritize user privacy, minimize data collection, anonymize data whenever possible. The PC Tattletale hack was a stark reminder that irresponsible development can have far-reaching consequences. It's time for developers to step up and take responsibility for the software they create, to build a safer, more secure, digital future for everyone. The future of our digital lives depends on it. The PC Tattletale hack was a wake-up call for the tech industry. It showed us that we need to do better. We need to prioritize security and privacy. And we need to work together to build a digital world that is safe, secure, and trustworthy for everyone. The PC Tattletale hack was a dark chapter in the fight for digital privacy, but amidst the fallout, there's a glimmer of hope. The incident sparked a global conversation about spyware. It brought the issue to the forefront of public consciousness, and it galvanized efforts to combat this insidious threat. Governments around the world are taking notice, introducing stricter regulations on the development and sale of spyware. Law enforcement agencies are cracking down on cybercriminals who use spyware to steal data and exploit victims. And tech companies are investing heavily in security and privacy, developing new tools and technologies to protect users from spyware and other threats. The fight against spyware is far from over, but the tide is turning. With greater awareness, stronger regulations, and a collective commitment to digital security, we can create a world where spyware is relegated to the history books. A world where our digital lives are truly our own. The PC Tattletale hack was a wake-up call, but it was also a call to action. A call to build a safer, more secure digital future for everyone. A future where our privacy is respected, our data is protected, and our digital lives are free from the threat of spyware.